welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel we're going to talk all things motherhood, self-care, mental health, and just creating your own identity still as a mother. So the content that I want to create is focused around how we as women can keep our own identities as well as be the best moms that we can be, and things that we can put into place so we don't lose ourselves, so we don't lose our own passions, and so we can kind of keep in control of our own lives and not have it fully centered around the baby to the point where we don't know who we are anymore. So on that note, I want to get started on today's topic, which is how to get out of a rut, how to, reset as a mom. And there's been so many times that I have got into a massive rut and I just felt completely out of control. I felt really down and I felt like everything was just piling on top of me. And I got into some really negative habits, like not really taking any time for myself in the day, or just like slobbing around, not having a shower, not making myself good food, grabbing a biscuit from the side, having crap takeout food because I couldn't be bothered to cook. And all these things are completely understandable. Like, you've just had a baby, you really need to be compassionate about to yourself. So if this is you now, and this is the season of life that you're in, hold some grace for yourself and be compassionate, because ultimately, like, you've just had a human being come out of you. So if there's any time where you can be lazy, it's now. However, if you're like me and it doesn't actually fulfill you that much, it can really get you down when you get into those patterns. And after a while, I'd say after about 8 weeks of doing this, it was a really long time, I had to look at myself and think, what can I do to get myself feeling good again? I am giving everything to the baby. My baby's very, very happy, which is great, but I also need to remember that who I am, who I was before I had him, and who I ultimately want to be, and the things that I want to achieve in my life. So the first tip I have to kind of get you out of that rut and start like a reset routine, start from scratch. What can we do today to make ourselves feel better, is to create a morning routine. So trying to get into a routine with a baby can sometimes seem impossible, I get it. So that's why I like to use more of like a rhythm. So a rhythm is like a loose plan that you can follow each day no matter what time it is. So sometimes you could want to get up at 7, sometimes you don't end up getting up till 9, some days you get up at 5 because of the baby. So putting like extra pressure on yourself that you have to get up every day at 6, you have to get up at 7, doesn't really work, because the baby's ultimately in charge. So creating a rhythm around your morning routine can really help you and set the correct tone for the day. So the routine with Freddie is normally having milk, a cuddle, a little play around, and change him, and then we have kind of like a sleep schedule or like a sleep rhythm. So whilst I'm feeding Freddie, sometimes he can feed up to 45 minutes, so I can take that time instead of sitting there scrolling on Instagram, which is what I used to do. I take that time to read or really enrich myself with a podcast and drink my morning coffee. Now, if you're breastfeeding, this can be quite difficult, so this is a skill I've learned over time, but like, you have one arm free, so you can use that to drink your coffee as long as it's not too hot, read a book, etc. And whilst he has his morning nap, this can be anywhere between like 8:30 till 10. This is his first morning nap. I will usually put a wash on and then work out around that time. I do not go to the gym, obviously. I don't have anyone to take care of the baby, so I used to go to the gym 5 days a week, and now that looks more like doing a 20-minute workout video on YouTube. And you know what, that's fine, as long as I get moving 3 or 4 times a week, I feel better. And just taking that time for yourself, I can't go to the gym, but what can I do that I used to do before baby that can make me feel better? We might have to change it a little bit, we might have to work out from home, but at the end of the day, you're still keeping up those passions that you had before baby. So a morning rhythm is really key. Setting an intention for the morning, creating some kind of structure will really help you get up and think, okay, I've got this, I've got something to do, I've got something to go by, and I don't need to just kind of let the day run away from me. Is to create a cleaning routine. Create a day or days to designate cleaning tasks to. You can't get everything done in a day, so please don't think on Mondays I'm going to deep clean the whole house, because the baby is going to have other plans. From this video you'll notice I'm very realistic with routines and stuff, because babies are in control, and if they don't want you to deep clean, they're not going to deep clean. If they don't want to nap, they're not going to nap. So again, not setting yourself up for failure. But if you have like a few 2 hours on a Monday where your husband's at home, your partner's at home, or your mom's coming over to help with the baby, you know, set those times and say, this day I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to clean the dishes, I'm going to do the laundry, and then on Thursdays I know that I've got a bit more time, a bit more flexibility on that day, and then I'll do the bathrooms or whatever. So, you know, even if you just wait to clean on the weekends, or if you just wait to do all the laundry on the weekends when you know your partner's going to be home, then this frees up mental space. It frees up the ability to not feel like you're a failure, because you know that on these days you can do the cleaning because you've got the capacity to do it. Not trying to set yourself up every single day to keep the house spotless and tidy. And again, don't compare your house now than it was when you were single or when you were just with your partner, because you have a whole new human being. So tidy, what tidy looked like then doesn't necessarily look like tidy now. So again, setting yourself up for realistic things, but having those days where you clean will keep things on track. Now, I remember when I first had Freddie, we had literally no schedule, no routine, no nothing. I mean, we've only just kind of got into a rhythm with him now, and it did cause a lot of arguments, a lot of unnecessary resentment, because we didn't say who was going to do what when. We didn't delegate tasks. We didn't say, my partner cooks on Mondays, I cook on Tuesdays, you do the laundry, I do this. And dividing those tasks up and saying which days we're going to do what stops us from having unnecessary arguments. Because you can say, it's my laundry day tomorrow. You know, if they say, why is the laundry stacked to the bloody ceiling? Say, well, it's tomorrow when I've got some time. And then that just stops unnecessary bickering, because I feel like the most thing couples argue about when they've had a baby is housework. It's so crazy. Like, you think it will be something to do with the baby, but actually it's something else. So delegating those tasks out, having a set day, having that in place will hopefully stop any arguments and hopefully stop you from feeling so stressed out with the amount of cleaning and stuff you have to do. My next step is to do simple but effective daily habits. So daily habits really look different from before you had baby to now you have a baby. So I used to do this big elaborate morning routine with meditation and and yoga, I can't do that anymore, but I can adapt it, like I said, with my workout, and so can you. So, you know, just taking pockets of time where you can create significant change through small daily habits. It doesn't need to be elaborate. As simple as, and we all know what it feels like to have a newborn baby, as simple as making sure you get out of bed every day, get dressed, you don't just wear your pajamas, brush your teeth and your hair, and try and shower and get outside. So showering in the newborn days actually makes a massive amount of difference. And we all know, you know, if you're a mom at home, you'll know what I mean. And even if it's outcast, just get outside. You know, it's raining today, I'm still going to take Freddie out with the pram. I'm still going to take the dog out. You know, I'm going to just make sure we're really, really snug and we've got waterproof things on. But it makes me feel better. I always need to get out. I'm one of these people that I'm not a homebody. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not. And when you're a new mom, you almost have to be a homebody because you feel like you're in the house all day long. But you can find ways to get out of the house, even if it's just like a quick pop round the shops for a bit of milk. You just got to send some parcel back, like anything. Just create these little times, these little pockets of your day where you can get out of the house and, you know, get a bit of fresh air. It's so, so important. And my next point is to create a backup plan for the day. So yes, a schedule, a rhythm is important, but ultimately, like, the baby's in charge now. And if the baby wakes you up all night, you're not going to be wanting to get up and do a morning workout. You're just not going to want to do that. So all the best laid plans can go to complete when it comes to unpredictable behavior of a baby. And this is why I don't really believe in these like really structured, rigid routines, because I think they're setting you up for failure. You know, saying that your baby's got to wake up every day at 7, we all know if you've got a baby, that's not going to happen. So some days you might have been up all night, and you have to give yourself compassion, you have to give yourself grace and change the plans, adapt the plans. You know, I always have the best intentions to work out, you know, Joe and Freddie's nap, but sometimes I'm absolutely shattered and I just want to go to bed with him. So I'll just go to bed with him, and I'll try and say to myself, it's okay, I can start again tomorrow. Don't be hard on yourself when the plans don't go ahead. You know, and sometimes I really want to go to that baby class at 9:30, but I'm too tired. I've just cancelled the plan. half the time when we try and force ourselves to do things when things necessarily haven't gone right for us in the night, or we're too tired, and we try and be these perfect Pinterest moms, we end up getting there and we don't enjoy it, and we feel stressed, or we've forgot the blooming changing mat, or we've done this and the baby's crying, and we're just so stressed, and it makes us feel like failures even if we're not. We've not failed at anything, we've just put too much pressure on ourselves. So have backup plans, you know, what, tomorrow I might work out, but if not, if I can't do it, then I'm gonna have a cup of tea and watch the news, and be okay with that, and allow yourself to have those days where it's just not gonna happen. You just need to rest. My next tip to kind of reset as a mom, my next tip is to find a childminder, a family friend, or like a grandparent that can look after your baby at some point, so you can have a regular time to get the things done or to just rest. So I'm very lucky in that Freddie's grandma has him for a couple of hours a week, and this gives me some time to myself, which is so important to keep your own identity and to just take note of what's happening. You know, you've given birth, you've got a baby, everything, every single thing has changed, and sometimes you just need to step back a minute. And I know we're not all that lucky to have that, and I know when some people are not comfortable with their small babies going anywhere, but you know, use the nap time, or use when your husband's there, and just take that time for yourself. Some days I take those the days that Freddie is with his grandma, and I deep clean the whole house, I sort my wardrobe out, and I start writing, and I do this and I do that. And some days, like yesterday when he was out with his dad for a bit, I literally had a bath, washed my hair, painted my nails. And again, these are small things, but I don't actually manage to really do that when I'm with Freddie. I don't manage to have like luxurious baths anymore and read a book. So even rest is so important. Do not, you know, underestimate the power of a bath and the power of rest. Don't try and be superwoman, because if you rest when the baby is out, then when he comes back and he comes in all guns blazing, you know, they're very, very dependent on you. You can have that energy, you've had that recharge. So creating a safe space for your baby, so you can go on a date, or so you can have a bath and da-da-da-da-da, is so imperative. So I urge you to either find a childminder that you trust, or a grandparent, an auntie, an uncle, anyone, even if it's for an hour, even if they're in the house when you're in the house, if that makes you feel comfortable. Take the help and enjoy yourself, or use it to do productive things, whatever. Just make sure you try and get that, even if it's an hour a week. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed my video. My next tip is to create a meal plan. Now this sounds so basic, and maybe loads of you have already done this, but I hadn't, right? Because there was just me and my fiance and my dog. Like, we didn't really need a meal plan, you know. We could just be like, what should we have tonight? Now we've got little Freddie, that doesn't work, you know. It's all around him and his bedtime and things like that. I find going shopping with the baby really stressful, so the last thing I need to be doing is running around like a headless chicken, trying to find things that I don't even know what I want, or what I'm having on what day, or why am I doing this, and etc, etc, etc. You don't want to be with those people running around Aldi with a screaming baby. You just don't, okay? Because I've been there. Actually, it was Morrison's, but yeah, it was not a good look. So creating a meal plan for the week, what we're having Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, having the recipes laid out, having the ingredients laid out. It just frees up that mental capacity. It frees up that time where you don't need to be thinking about what are we having for dinner. You don't have to be keeping texting your husband like, what are we having for dinner, every single night, because that was me. And then it causes unnecessary stress and an unnecessary time wasted when you need a maximum amount of time for the baby today. And remember, don't push yourself. Remember that it's never too late to restart. Wake up and say, you know, today's the day I'm going to really start a good rhythm, a good routine with my baby. Today's the day I'm really gonna create a cleaning schedule, a meal schedule, all of these things. It's never too late, and it's going to be a massive contribution to your mental well-being and to your family's well-being, and ultimately to you, because you're so important. You are the mother, you are the mothership of the house, and you need to be in a good mental well-being state, a good state of mind, in order to look after the baby and in order to look after the family. So remember, you are a person too, and your needs need to be met as well as everybody else's. So I hope you've enjoyed my video today. Let me know which tip is your favorite and how you have a reset as a mom, and what things you put in place to make yourself feel better, because I always want to know. I'm always learning myself. I'm very new to this motherhood journey, so it'd be great to learn. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. subscribe, and I will be uploading videos once a week at the moment when I find time, having a very young baby. So thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.